Hello everyone. So I'm going to take us on a journey in this video, and I'm actually going to break up all this information over series. But I am going to talk a little bit about what KHDA is and just a KHDA rating. So the key things are your ratings. You have a weak school that has been rated weak. You have an acceptable school. You have a good school, you have a very good school, and then you have outstanding. And then you also have very weak, but I don't think there's too many there. Those are the ratings, and it's very, very imperative about schools and their ratings. Now, KHDA, which is Dubai private schools, get rated every year. And it is very imperative that these ratings are to the schools. The very first thing is ratings dictate the amount of money that you're allowed to charge now for schools. So if you're rated at an acceptable level, you can only go to a max point. You can't go past that point until you get a higher rating. Also, if you get a lower rating, it also affects that as well. So the ratings are very, very serious. The other thing is, it is pretty much, from all the rumors, the hardest to move from acceptable to good. And my school did that. I'm so happy that was last year, and so that's one of the reasons why I bring all this knowledge to you, because in going through this process, and I've been in here doing this for 2 years. I was at one school and working it and learned it, and then went to another school and actually applied everything that I've learned and got to a position where our school went from acceptable to good. Really, I want to say miraculously, because we really came in and from day one had to just push through and get stuff done, because once you learn the new areas and the new things, it totally changes everything that you know. So that's pretty much just the rating system. It's very hard to get an outstanding, and from what I understand from my teacher friends who are actually in outstanding, it's hard to keep it, because one of the things, and we'll talk about it later, is that you constantly have to show progress. And when you're at an outstanding school, it's hard to show progression from like excellent to excellent. So that part is kind of difficult, but that's just the breaking down of the rating systems. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to take you through a school report to show you exactly how the reports are broken down, exactly the areas that KHDA looks at and which areas are weighted more and how they're calculated. Now, like I said, this is this video. There's so much to be said about this conversation. It can be actually conferences because of all the things that are looked at and the expectations, and actually an inspector's personal interpretations, because while you still have formulas, it's kind of like, how do they look at these formulas? So that is the rating system. That is basically what we're looking at, and we're looking at how is it determined school to school what each rating is. And it is possible to go down, because I know a couple of schools that did that, as well as, before we leave it out, the Sheikh's vision in 2021 is that all Emirati students must go to good schools. And so because of this, schools who are acceptable will have to say no to a certain population if they don't get it together. And Emirati kids are only allowed to go to good schools. So that's also one of the other pushes, because your Emirati kids, they're being mandated that they can only go to schools that are rated good and higher. So that's it. Go ahead and watch the video. So we're going to break down just what the school report is and looking at it through a KHDA lens and eye.